Another very hot day in the basin, seeing triple-digit heat. Wink, Pecos, Fort Stockton, and down by the border in Presidio at 102 degrees. And it's only going to get hotter in the next couple of days. But we do have a small chance of rain tomorrow. 84 by midnight, 75 by 7 a.m., and then 93 by lunchtime. We'll start Local 2 News right now.
Next, the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. 50 people dead and at least 53 others wounded. Tonight, we hear from local law enforcement and a state representative. Also,
what tomorrow will bring. Donate today so that we'll have it on the shelf tomorrow.
A Tall City blood bank weighing in after the Orlando massacre. Would they be prepared for a similar tragedy? And several high water rescues across the basin overnight. Officials flooded with calls. All that and more coming up.
Live from Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, we're Basin Trusted, Basin Proud. This is Local 2 News at 10 in HD.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lauren Tropea. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us for Local 2 News at 10.
And an act of hate. And as Americans, we are united in grief, in outrage.
And that's how we begin on this Sunday night, with heavy hearts after what is being called the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, as a gunman opens fire at a gay nightclub in Orlando, killing 50 people and leaving at least 53 others wounded. The gunman, 29-year-old Omar Mateen of Fort Pierce, Florida. And tonight, local reaction from across the basin. Midland County Sheriff Gary Painter, State Representative Brooks Landgraf, and a local LGBT group all sending us their thoughts on this mass shooting. Sheriff Painter says in part the law enforcement on the scene did a great job of reducing the number of victims by going headlong into the line of fire and ending the situation. May God give the citizens of Orlando the comfort and relief to deal with this tragedy. And State Representative Brooks Landgraf sending us this statement tonight. This was a cowardly act of hatred and a heinous act of terrorism. But America's resolve will only strengthen to defy such callous inhumanity. My prayers are with the Orlando victims, their families, and the heroic first responders. And P-Flag Odessa saying in part, we ask that people in our community, whether they are LGBT allies or not, to remember that we are all human and that this tragedy strikes us to the core, regardless of political affiliation or beliefs. Orlando and the LGBT community will not be deterred by baseless hate and violence. We stand strong with you. And after this mass shooting, an immediate need for blood donors. Hundreds of people in Orlando responded. A blood center in Orlando says their website crashed because so many people want to donate. You can see hundreds of people standing in line at the blood bank. According to the Red Cross, blood donors must be in good general health, must be at least 17 years old in most states, including Florida, and must weigh at least 110 pounds. And back here in the basin, local blood banks aren't as busy and worry about the shortage. Local 2's Lupe Zapata spoke with United Blood Services in Midland about the current need for blood here in our area. And he's live in the newsroom for us tonight. Lupe?
I met with blood bank staff that tells me if a tragedy like the one in Orlando were to happen here in the basin, that we wouldn't be prepared.
You never know what tomorrow will bring. Donate today so that we'll have it on the shelf tomorrow.
Being prepared for the worst. Blood banks across the country hope that's the case in the event of a tragedy. After the mass shooting at the Orlando nightclub that took 50 lives, an immediate need for blood donors. Diane Scott with the United Blood Services in Midland tells me if a tragedy like this were to hit the basin, our blood bank wouldn't be prepared.
We need to have this blood on the shelf so that we can get it to the hospitals to be transfused to people that need it. I mean, it's very, very simple. If we don't have the blood, people don't get their transfusions.
Here at Hospital Services, there are currently only 40 bags of blood in these refrigerators, and I'm told that they need at least 130 to be at minimal operation.
If everybody donated 3 times a year, we wouldn't have a shortage of blood.
But that's not always the case. When tragedy strikes, blood banks see an increase in generosity.
I started the day after 9/11, so you can imagine how I felt that day, the very next day. It was amazing to me of people coming out and donating.
She says there are times when they've needed the blood and didn't have it.
And we had the tragedy in November at the train tracks. I mean, there's been tragedies during this time that I've been here that things have happened when we needed the blood and we didn't have it on the shelf.
Blood Bank says to avoid these shortages, they're trying to make donating as easy as possible by having a pre-screening process available on their website to help save time. Reporting live in the newsroom, Lupi Zapata, Local 2 News.
Thanks, Lupi. And for more information on how to donate blood to those affected in Orlando, you can visit our website, yourbasin.com. And for those of you who have friends and family in Orlando, you may have noticed something different on Facebook today. The social media network turned on Safety Check, the attack in Orlando triggering its first activation in the U.S. The tool lets Facebook users in Orlando confirm that they're safe, unsafe, or outside the affected area with the click of a button. Facebook has previously used the Safety Check feature after emergencies in France, Belgium, Pakistan, Nigeria, India, and other countries. New tonight at 10, a man died after being thrown from his car in Midland last night. 33-year-old Christian Rodriguez lost control of his truck on Interstate 20. The single vehicle accident happened near mile marker 134 along I-20 around 10:30 last night. Officials say the truck began to roll between the service road and the main eastbound lanes. We're told Rodriguez not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the accident. And staying in the Tall City tonight, take a look at this video of massive flooding off Wadley and Midkiff overnight. Thank you to our viewer Edward for sending this in. Severe thunderstorms leaving roadways flooded and cars stranded. Midland police say they responded to 21 submerged vehicle calls, and most of those vehicles were occupied. And over in Odessa, police responding to 31 high water rescue calls from 2 in the morning to 5:30. Now we're seeing the aftermath of that storm. Thousands of power outages, streetlights out of order here at the intersection of JBS and Oakwood. You can also see debris covering portions of Tom Green. And we spoke with the resident in the area who says he saw multiple cars stuck in the flooded waters earlier this morning.
Yeah, it got real crazy, man. Those cars floating down the street. I don't know, a lot of stuff flowing, dumpsters, everything, man. Got some people got stuck right there, fire truck pulling people out.
Now, the last time we checked with Encore, nearly 300 customers without power in Odessa. In your crime news tonight, a couple of crooks who aren't camera shy. Take a look here as home surveillance footage catches a masked man waving to the security camera while his partner in crime checks for unlocked car doors in the background. Midland police say this happened around 2:48 a.m. on Friday near Manor Street and Douglas Avenue. There he is waving right there. Tall City police continuing to crack down on car burglaries in the community. So remember to lock it or lose it. It's been less than a year since the Salvation Army of Big Spring closed its doors, leaving dozens of homeless without shelter. Now community members stepping up, hoping to provide help to those left without a place to go. Local 2's Casey Jones met with a few people who can't continue their mission without your help.
As temperatures begin to rise, those without shelter left out in the elements, sometimes without food or water. I spoke with a group of Big Spring community members working to change that. According to the most recent homeless assessment report by the U.S. Department of Housing, more than 19,000 people suffer from homelessness in Texas. In most cases, there's a shelter nearby, but in Big Spring, that isn't the case.
Trying to raise awareness just so people understand there is a problem and they are out here.
Sterling McIntosh lives in the city and notices several homeless people every day.
You have to kind of take the time to stop and look. It's real easy to just kind of fly past them, not even realize it.
Though McIntosh tells me he doesn't have much, he finds a way to give back, and he's hoping someone will help him help others.
It's really frustrating. All I could do is kind of cry out for help and try to get someone else to do something because my resources are limited.
Others in the community also noticing the problem. Jeremiah Peters investing thousands of his own funds into the Downtown Garden Project.
There's no homeless shelter here in town, so the Salvation Army isn't doing their thing anymore, and I'd like to help out as much as I can.
It might not look like much now, but it's here. Peters tells me he wants to create a community garden, free for anyone in need to pick their own fruits and veggies.
I've always wanted to help. I've always wanted to be a youth minister or something like that for the kids, and I've always liked gardening. My grandma, Iris, she got me into gardening.
The project making progress, but Peters tells me he's still in need, financially and physically, to make his mission happen.
Come by with a truck and trailer or donate some canned food or some blankets.
The Downtown Garden Project working to become a nonprofit organization to open up the option of grant funding. In the studio, Casey Jones, Local 2 News.
In your health news tonight, the popular Mexican restaurant Ajua's in Odessa back in business after a salmonella outbreak. You'll remember they temporarily shut down after Ector County confirmed 2 cases of people contracting salmonella and at least 20 others being deemed as probable from Ajua's. Workers now making cleanliness and food handling a top priority. The owner of the restaurant now taking preventative measures.
First thing what we've done is we're taking more precaution. By precaution, I mean, as far as more careful with the handling of the food and all that. Also, we're trying to get the people more educated.
The cause of the outbreak still under investigation. And now that it's back open, we want to know if you plan to eat at Ajua's. Find us on our Facebook page, Local2News-KMID, and let us know. Still to come here on Local 2 News at 10, dreams do come true. Coming up, we'll tell you about a pair of Big Spring filmmakers who made it all the way to the People's Choice Awards.
And in weather, we have a small chance of thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow, and also a chance on Wednesday. And we can also look forward to those 100-degree temperatures all week. That's in weather next.
Bacon, chili, cheese, Coney, 3 great things coming together.
Just like this car's 3 things. Part car, part truck, part mystery.
Oh, what's the mystery?
Why did you buy it?
The $5 Sonic Boombox featuring a hot dog, junior cheeseburger, side, and a drink. This is how you Sonic.
From healthy selections to decadent delicacies, Market Street puts the best on your table. Taste everything life has to offer at Market Street.
Summer's here, but we're the ones bringing the heat. Consider this your invitation to the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. Get $2,000 bonus cash on the 2016 Challenger SXT, and Texas residents get an additional $1,000 bonus cash.
After 30 years at Local 2 and forecasting your weather, one thing's for sure. We've been through a lot together. Droughts, severe storms, backyard barbecues. Heck, I even had hair at one point. Sexy. But no matter what else changes, Local 2 and I are always dedicated to local weather coverage that impacts you.
Local 2, your local weather authority.
Loving these frozen lemonades and limeades, right?
Why don't you chill like my frozen cherry limeade?
What do I do to chill?
Clear your mind.
It's going to be hard to do for a full hour and a half.
Oh, really? Because I've been doing it for like 40 years.
Chill out with tons of new frozen lemonades and limeades, and get a free slush when you download the new Sonic app.
Now, your Local 2 weather authority forecast.
Take a look at this lightning show in the basin last night. Thanks to our viewer Chad Smith for sending this in. And of course, lots of severe flooding and thunderstorms all across the basin last night, Ryan. We saw massive flooding. We saw that video just a little bit earlier, just off Wadley and Midkiff. Lots of cars stranded. OPD and Midland Police responding to lots of high water rescues.
Absolutely. You know, we always say we love the rain here in West Texas, but last night I think we got a little too much because that was pretty rowdy last night, I should say.
Are we going to see anything like that tonight?
Fortunately, we do have a small chance of seeing some thunderstorms, but most likely not going to be seeing any. And let's get right to it with the health index.
Now, your Local 2.
All right, there we go. Health index low for tree pollen, grass, and mold, both high, while the weeds also low. This all courtesy of Dr. John D. Bray. You can visit his website, JohnBrayMD.com. Now pulling up the almanac for today, just a little bit below average. 91 for the high today, normally at 93, and then only 1 degree shy of the average for lows at 66 degrees. Right now, temperatures still pretty hot throughout the basin. Right now, seeing hot mid-80s, 85. Actually feels a little bit warmer at 88 degrees. That's mainly because of the humidity we still have lingering around thanks to the thunderstorms we saw last night. But you can expect things to dry up in the next couple of days, especially Tuesday. Nothing but sunshine and 100-degree temperatures right now throughout the state of Texas. 82 in Lubbock, while 79 up in Amarillo. 92, though, in El Paso. Very hot out to the west. Seeing 80s down by the coast, 78 in Houston, and then seeing some thunderstorms in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, dropping their temperatures down to the 75-degree range. Now, temperatures right now throughout the basin, seeing 80s up in Hobbs. Then we're seeing some 70s. Marfa 73, 76 over in Alpine. Last night I actually called Dryden Del Rio. I want to apologize for that. But right now, Dryden's seeing temperatures at 88 degrees, and Big Spring over at 79 degrees. Now, we're going to see hotter temperatures tomorrow. Could be getting possible chance of seeing triple digits in the hundreds. You can see late in the evening, lots of triple-digit heat throughout the whole basin, and then that's going to be the exact same result on Tuesday, so just expect a very hot week throughout the basin. We do have some thunderstorms starting to clear up, though, down by the border. They had a bunch of lightning strikes earlier. Most of that's moved out of the area, though, and they're starting to clear up. Throughout most of the basin, pretty clear skies, but we do have a small chance of seeing some thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow, about a 20% chance, so don't worry too much. If they do come around, they're not going to last very long, but expect mostly clear skies throughout the week, though we do have some chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday as well. Wind speeds, we're seeing some pretty windy conditions over in Carlsbad, 20 miles an hour, 26 down by the border, 14 in the Big Bend Mountains, and then 18 just to the west in Wink. Pretty calm, though, in Big Spring, only 9 miles an hour for them. Wind gust right now, 29 in Carlsbad, 26 in Wink, and then 37 down by Presidio. But that's not their peak gust for today. They got all the way up to 46 miles an hour today. 32 in the Guadalupe Mountains, 29 in Carlsbad, and Wink got up to 32 off Fort Stockton at 30. We saw 37 here in Odessa, in the Tall City. That's obviously last night during the heavy rainstorms, which happened around the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Times when most of you were sleeping. Now you can see the dry line for the relative humidity, seeing the 70s out to the east, but in the west a little more dry, but 36 in Carlsbad. Seeing a good amount of moisture, though, in Marfa, 61% for their humidity, then 43 down in Presidio and 47 in the Big Bend Mountains, while seeing 50% for humidity in Fort Stockton. Now, getting to your temperatures for tonight, expect a pretty mild night, high 60s throughout the northern basin. Some areas going to stay in the 70s, Andrews at 75 degrees. Then tomorrow, it's going to be a hot one. Expect high 90s, possible chance of triple-digit heat. That's the same result for the Central Basin, but we're going to stay in the 70s tonight throughout the entire Central Basin. And then tomorrow, look at those triple-digit numbers: 104 in Kermit, 105 in Barstow, 104 in Monahans. And then going into the Trans-Pecos, 70s tonight, going to stay in the up to 77 for the low in Dryden. And then tomorrow, expect triple-digit heat here, too. 105 in Pecos. Wow, going to be a hot one there. And then going into the mountains, low 60s tonight, possibly staying in the 80s in Presidio. Then tomorrow, Presidio could get all the way up to 105 degrees. Now, looking at the 7-day forecast, we're pulling the hot icon out a lot this week. 103 on Tuesday, 104 on Wednesday, but we do have a chance of showers on Wednesday. But after that, expect some very, very hot conditions. 105 on Thursday. It's going to be a hot week in West Texas.
So whether we're ready for it or not, the triple digits are coming.
And you know that Ryan needs to crank out his sunscreen, because no one burns quicker than this guy.
Lots of sunscreen, pack it, put it on before you leave the house, lots of ice water, take extra precautions. I know I'm used to it being from Arizona, but oh geez.
It's time to crank up that AC.
I don't think anyone can ever be ready for the triple-digit heat, let's just say that. But I did see a chance of some rain on Wednesday.
Small chance of rain on Wednesday, always a good thing.
We need a little bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, we just got some.
Got a little too much.
A little bit too much, but we can always use some more too.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, and coming up, we take a few moments to remember those who lost their lives in the Orlando massacre and pray for those who were wounded.
Know of a community event or news story? Then contact us. You can call 432-563-4421. Email news@kmid.tv. Like us on Facebook at Local2News-KMID. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Local2News-KMID.
From broken bones and stitches to tummy aches and ear infections, as a parent, you want the best and quickest care for your child. At Fast ER Care, our littlest patients have a big place in our hearts and a special place in our ER. Days, nights, and weekends, Fast ER Care is here for you.
Man, it smells wonderful in here.
What? Oh, I went to Essence.
Essence Candle Company, where the world makes sense. Located at 438 Andrews Highway in Midland.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors. Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Your comfort is our goal. Call Arctic Air. 432-332-3061.
It's the 83rd anniversary of the Big Spring Cowboy Reunion and Rodeo. The original extreme sport kicks it up June 16th, 17th, and 18th with the bucking broncs, barrel racers, ropers, and the meanest bulls. On Saturday, the Quail Dobbs Memorial Parade begins at 10 a.m. Friday and Saturday dances promise a good time in Big Spring during the rodeo. 8 p.m. nightly in the Rodeo Bowl.
Hi, y'all. Bart Rager, Rager Dykes Automobile Midland. You're a friend of the car business.
Basin trusted, Basin proud. You're watching Local 2 News at 10 in HD.
Welcome back. The dreams of two Big Spring filmmakers became a reality after winning a People's Choice Award for Best Documentary Short Film. Local 2's Ryan Martin sat down with the filmmakers as well as the artist whose story is changing lives.
Who was your hero?
It's the short documentary with big momentum, and it all came together from a simple phone call.
But as soon as we heard her story, I knew that there was more to it than just a Facebook video. There was a story that needed to be told.
Brandon Johnson and James Fight were contacted by metal artist Ray Ripple, who wanted them to help her make a Facebook video about a sculpture depicting her life story.
Every aspect, every square, every curlicue, every rose, every rivet, every piece of baling wire, it all is intertwined into making all these different aspects of my life.
I can't just tell you my story. I have to show you.
Johnson and Fight then learned Ripple's story. Homeless at the age of 14 after running away from a broken home, she scratched and clawed to make life better for her and her daughter. The story clearly catching the eye of many, winning them a People's Choice Award.
All of a sudden, Brandon's hugging me, Desi's hugging me. I'm like, we didn't see that coming.
Ripple and the filmmakers tell me sharing her work and story isn't about awards, but rather inspiring those in similar situations.
Try to teach people, young children, young moms, teenagers to become their own hero, and instead of waiting for other people to save them, you can save yourself.
We've had the word Oscar thrown at us a couple of times. Now, if we get there, that's a bonus. What we're trying to do is to inspire and help other people.
Ryan Martin, Local 2 News.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Pretty awesome story right there. And I also hear there's some pretty awesome news for Texas Tech baseball. Is that right, Tyler?
That's right, Lauren. I'm sure there was lots of households here in the Basin that lit up with tons of cheers this afternoon. And coming up after the break, you're going to find out why. Because here for your Local 2 sports, the Texas Tech baseball team punching their ticket for the College World Series. See how they did it after the break.
Hi, I'm Bart Rager, the Rager Dykes Auto Group. And I love Midland, and we love having Rager Dykes Automobile right here in Midland, Texas. But one thing you may not know is we're one of the largest pre-owned dealers in the United States. Definitely one of the largest in Texas. Did you know we can get you any car you want? Get on RagerDykesAutoGroup.com and you can look at all of our cars. But we guarantee a great price and great service. Give us a shot. We make it easy for you to get any car that you want.
Rager Dykes Auto Group.
Sarah got another promotion at work.
I could care less.
You mean it couldn't care less?
That's what I said.
No, you said could care less.
Same thing.
Could care less means you still care a little.
But I don't.
Exactly. Couldn't care less.
Get into and out of life's tight spaces with the 2016 RAV4 with bird's eye view camera. Right now, get $750 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on the adventurous 2016 RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's 10 times faster than AT&T. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Now, your Local 2 Sports.
Welcome into your Local 2 Sports. I'm Tyler Wessner. The Texas Tech Red Raiders punching their ticket to Omaha in the College World Series this afternoon. Let's find out just how they did it. Game 3 of the Lubbock Super Regional between Texas Tech and East Carolina. Winner goes to Omaha. Bottom of the first, Tech up 1-0. Big 12 Player of the Year Eric Gutierrez grounds the ball past the shortstop, scoring 2 runs and putting the Red Raiders up 3-0. Bottom of the third, Hunter Hargrove up. He drills it down the left field line. That's just fair inside the chalk. It's going to be a 2-run double for Tech, giving the Red Raiders a 5-0 lead. Bottom of the 6th, now 6-0 Tech. Orlando Garcia up. He drives it deep into the right center field gap. That's going to get down and all the way to the wall, scoring Steven Smith on the play as the Red Raiders stretch their lead to 7-0. Next inning, Gutierrez up again. And what does he do this time? Drills it right back the middle. The pitcher's got a duck. Tyler Nesloni comes around to score. That's an RBI double for Gutierrez, putting Tech up 8-0. Next batter, same result. RBI double for Hargrove as he shoots another one down the left field line into the corner. That's going to score Gutierrez, putting Tech up 9-0. And the Red Raiders would add 2 more runs for an 11-0 final score as the dog pile in the Gatorade bath commences as Texas Tech punched its ticket to Omaha in the College World Series. Local 2 is your home for the NBA Finals, and there's big news ahead of Game 5 tomorrow night. The NBA has suspended Warriors forward Draymond Green for tomorrow's Game 5 for getting his 4th flagrant foul this postseason at the end of Game 4 Friday night in Cleveland. He made contact with his hand at the groin of Cavs star LeBron James. James was assessed a technical foul from the league office for his part in the altercation.
Draymond has to be on the active list for tomorrow, so we can't put him on the inactive list. So we're going to have to take one of our available players and make him inactive. And so that will be the biggest discussion because we use everybody. We've used every single guy during the playoffs. They've all been important. That's going to be a really difficult decision, who is inactive.
Now, you'll remember this isn't the first time Green has hit an opposing player in the man region after he kicked OKC Steven Adams there during the Western Conference Finals. And going back to some baseball, the MLB draft wrapped up this weekend, and 2 players with local ties taken on day 3. Midland College pitcher Tucker Davidson, you see him right there, taken in the 19th round by the Atlanta Braves. Davidson, a sophomore from Amarillo, went 6-2 with a 2.27 ERA for the Shaps this past season. And the other local player drafted, Howard College freshman outfielder Cameron Williams. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Yes, I know that name doesn't sound good, but that's what they stick with. Selected Williams in the 25th round. Now, staying in the major leagues, the Texas Rangers in action today against the Mariners out west in Seattle. This, the rubber game of the 3-game series between the two ball clubs. We're going to pick it up in the bottom of the third. Former Ranger Leonis Martin facing his old teammate Cole Hamels, who gets Martin to strike out swinging right there, and that's going to give Hamels 2,000 career strikeouts, becoming the 7th active pitcher to do so. Top of the 4th now, runner on third, 2 outs. Elvis Andrews up, he slaps it down the right field line. Third base line, excuse me. Ryan Rua would come around to score, putting the Rangers up 1-0. Now it's Mitch Moreland's turn. Drives it deep into left center field off Wade Wiley. That's going to be a 2-run shot for Moreland, his 9th home run of the season, putting the Rangers up 3-0. Now bottom of the 5th, Mariners still down 3-zip. Martin and Hamels again. This time it goes Martin's way. A solo home run for Martin, giving him his 10th homer of the season. But the Rangers would go on to win by a final score of 6-4. And moving down from the big leagues to the minors, the Midland Rockhounds in the second game of their 4-game series tonight in Frisco against the Rough Riders. But this game's been postponed due to rain. It'll be made up as part of a doubleheader at Dr. Pepper Ballpark tomorrow at 5 p.m.
All right, Tyler, so some pretty exciting stuff for Texas Tech fans. That's awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, congratulations,
They went to the
guys.
College World Series back in 2014. Now they get to go back here in 2016. They had a huge game yesterday in Game 2, 13-inning win.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I heard you in the news where Tyler was screaming.
Yeah, it was a crazy ball game.
I knew it was pretty crazy.
And now they get the easy 11-0 win. I know lots of Red Raider fans here in the Basin. Surely happy to see them back to Omaha for the College World Series.
Yes, very exciting. And turning over to basketball, of course, I'm excited to see Game 5 right here on ABC tomorrow night. So Green is suspended. In your opinion, what do you think that's really going to affect?
I mean, it'll probably have a big effect, but also the Warriors, they have the 3-1 lead in this, and they're at home. So even though they won't have Draymond, I think this is still going to be a Golden State win. I think tomorrow night is going to be the last night of the finals. I think the Warriors, they get it done tomorrow.
I want to see a Game 6. I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay. Not many of those. You're in the minority.
No, I am. But you know what? I am not ashamed to admit it. I'm going for the Cavs. I want to see a Game 6.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night, especially with Green suspended. So.
For sure. Should be a good one, hopefully.
Thank you, Tyler. We'll be right back after this.
Bacon, chili, cheese, Tony. 3 great things coming together.
Just like this car's 3 things. Part car, part truck, part mystery.
Oh, what's the mystery?
Why did you buy it?
The $5 Sonic Boombox featuring a hot dog, junior cheeseburger, side, and a drink. This is how you Sonic.
True or false? Adventure lies above. Adventure lies below. From the subterranean depths of Carlsbad Caverns to the cool water of the Pecos River. To the majestic Guadalupe mountain sunsets. Carlsbad is New Mexico true.
We're live at Six Flags, where a trio of Gotham City villains are on the loose. Be on the lookout for the Riddler Revenge, a spinning 90-foot pendulum with wicked intentions. And beware of Catwoman Whip and her partner in crime, Harley Quinn Spinsanity.
For the price of a single day, get unlimited visits to Six Flags Over Texas and Hurricane Harbor. On sale now at sixflags.com. Go big. Go Six Flags.
You know a good deal when you see one. That's why Albertsons Market makes it easy for you to save. From weekly specials on our best selections to price lockdowns on the things you buy the most, there's savings down every aisle. Join our rewards program for exclusive offers and digital coupons. You can even earn points for free or deeply discounted items across the store. With so many ways to save, you'll bring home more for a lot less. Albertsons Market, your neighborhood store for savings. Right now, redeem 200 points and get Albertsons white or wheat bread for free.
Loving these frozen lemonades and limeades, right?
Why don't you chill like my frozen cherry limeade?
What do I do to chill?
Clear your mind.
It's going to be hard to do for a full hour and a half.
Oh, really? Because I've been doing it for like 40 years.
Chill out with tons of new frozen lemonades and limeades and get a free slush when you download the new Sonic app.
All right, one last look at your 7-day forecast. About a 20% chance of thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday, but expect nothing but clear skies and very hot temperatures the rest of the week.
And we here at Local 2 News would like to take